Over the years, we have established sciences, engineered technology, and worked out mathematic methods that we can use to answer questions and mysteries that have baffled us for centuries. But still, in the 21st century, there are still some things that simply cannot be explained, and must be left to the imagination. Here are 5 truly disturbing mysteries that are yet to be solved. On September 3rd, 1873, an Englishman named James Warson had accepted a challenge to race, in record time, from the town of Leamington to the town of Coventry, 20 miles away. He had been boasting about his running skills, and was then challenged to prove them. So, with sporting good spirit, he set about to do just that. 2 of James's friends, Hammerson Burns and Barham Wise, followed behind in a horse-drawn gig. Burns brought along his camera to document the trek. James was never out of their sight, and would often turn around whilst running to exchange some friendly words with the 2 riders. Running in the middle of the road, Warson suddenly appeared to stumble and pitch forward, having time enough for only one short, piercing scream. Wise later said it was the most ghastly sound either of them had ever heard. But as Warson pitched forward with that terrible cry, instead of falling to the ground as he appeared to be about to have done, he completely and totally vanished in mid-fall, before ever striking the ground. The road itself told the story, and Wise took the pictures to prove it. There, in the soft dirt, were Warson's footprints. They led down the middle of the road, looked as if the runner stumbled, and there they disappeared. A search was called, and the locals scoured the area for James. The bloodhounds used in the search were strangely reluctant to approach the spot where James had disappeared. He was never seen or heard from again. This creepy photo, taken in 1919, was first published in 1975 by Sir Victor Goddard, a retired RAF officer. The photo is a group portrait of Goddard's squadron, which had served in World War I aboard the HMS Daedalus. An extra ghostly face appears in the photo. At the back of the airman positioned on the top row, thought from the left, can clearly be seen a face of another man. It is said to be the face of Freddie Jackson, an air mechanic who had been accidentally killed by an aeroplane propeller 2 days earlier. His funeral had taken place on the day of this photograph. Members of the squadron easily recognised the face as Jackson's. It has been suggested that Jackson, unaware of his death, decided to show up for the group photo. The mystery of the Somerton Man is an unsolved case of an unidentified man found dead at 6:30 am on the 1st of December 1948 on Somerton Beach, just south of Adelaide, South Australia. The unidentified man was found with his head resting against a sea wall. At first it was thought that he had died while sleeping, as witnesses came forward and reported that they had seen a man lying on the wall the night before, but assumed he was drunk. After searching the man's pocket to try and confirm his identity, the police found an unusual train ticket, bus ticket, cigarettes, matches and a comb. The man was smartly dressed but had no hat or wallet, which was unusual for 1948. And even more strange perhaps is that all the labels from his clothes were cut out and his body was freshly clean shaven. His teeth did not match any dental records for any known living person, and the autopsy showed that he had several enlarged organs. Poisoning was thought to be the most likely cause of death, but no known substance was found in the man's body. A while after the man had been found dead, a tiny rolled up piece of paper was found in a fob pocket sewn into the dead man's trousers. The words on it were tam and shud, which translates in Persian to ended or finished. Public library officials later confirmed that this could be from the last page found in a rare New Zealand book. A copy of this book was later spotted by a member of the public in the back seat of an abandoned car, which was parked close to where the man's body was found. Tests later confirmed that the piece of paper was torn from this book. There were also a number of pencil markings in the back of the book that looked like some sort of code. But despite extensive investigation, it was not deciphered, and there was still no conclusive evidence of who the man was, how he died, or why he had a piece of paper sewn into his trousers. To this day, the mystery surrounding the man's death is still as inconclusive as it was back then, but mysteriously most of the evidence of the man's death has just disappeared, and it seems that even the autopsy notes are missing from public record. It is almost as if the intention all along was that the mystery of the Somerton man's death was never meant to be solved. This next case is some CCTV footage, and although there is little information about it, the footage really does speak for itself. But from the information that can be found, it was sent in anonymously to a TV show called Paranormal Borderline, a show that stopped broadcasting in 1996. Well, when the producers read the letter and watched the tape, they were very intrigued by its content. The CCTV footage shows a factory worker leaving work through a security gate. Then there is a bright light that seems to interfere with all the cameras in the building. This is then followed by the disappearance of the worker. The author of the letter claims that the camera kept running for 2 hours with no incident. The worker then reappears. He can be seen on his hands and knees and appears to be vomiting before staggering out of view. The footage has been shortened down, but the original has the full 2 hours where the man appears to mysteriously disappear. Take a look. The footage has been studied by experts, and they have confirmed that the footage is authentic, and it has not been tampered with. So what exactly happened during those 2 hours? If, like the letter writer claims, the man was abducted by aliens and was experimented on, some say this may explain why he was disoriented and unwell when he returned. But who knows? If it is real, it really is terrifying, and must be one of the most credible pieces of evidence of alien abduction. But if it is fake, it is a really good one. What do you think? In February 2013, a 21-year-old student from Vancouver, Canada was found inside the Cecil Hotel's rooftop water tank in Los Angeles. The acting coroner ruled the death as accidental due to drowning, and said that no traces of drugs or alcohol were found during the autopsy. End of story, case closed. But there is much more to this tragic event than what is implied by the coroner's report. The first being some extremely creepy CCTV footage from inside the hotel's elevator, which captures the girl's strange behaviour only a few moments before she somehow ended up in the water tank on the hotel's roof. Here is some of the footage from the elevator's CCTV camera. At first she enters the elevator and appears to press all of its buttons. She then waits for something to happen, but for some reason the elevator door doesn't shut. She starts to look around as if she's expecting or hiding from someone or something. Her arms and hands start moving in a very strange way as she appears to be talking to someone. She then walks out of the camera's view, just as the elevator door coincidentally shuts and starts working again, right after the girl leaves the camera's view. Right after the events in that footage, she apparently gained access to the locked and alarmed rooftop of the hotel, climbed up 10 feet to its water tank and somehow ended up drowning in it, bearing in mind that the opening of the water tank was only 16 inches. Her body was found 2 weeks after her death, after the hotel's guests complained about the water's taste and colour. Seeing the video footage, most people would conclude that she was under the influence of drugs, but like I said, she did not have any history of drug use, and her autopsy concluded that no drugs were involved. So what happened to her? Why was she acting erratically, as if she was hiding from an unseen force? How did she gain access to a secured hotel roof? How did she end up in a water tank that only had a 16-inch opening? I don't think anybody will ever know for sure, but this is certainly the creepiest mystery I have ever heard of. I honestly struggle to watch the video footage without being creeped out. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my weekly videos. Also, don't forget to keep in touch on all my social media sites, the links are down below. See you next time.